Alright dudes and dudettes, I hope you're excited because today I've got a whole kettle full of piping hot tea ready to spill for you. That's right, the other day I was just about to go to bed when I decided to check Twitter and well let's just say that Keemstar must have been real happy that No Not November was over because we got Alissa Violet coming out to accuse FaZe Banks of cheating on her in excruciating detail. Now, at the time of writing, Banks really hasn't addressed the issue publicly, so we're mostly getting info from Alissa's side. If more info comes to the front though, I'll add it, maybe make another video. We'll see. Attention everybody, this is future MattyO checking in, and I just wanted to let you know that Banks has released his own statement as I was making this video, so I'll be addressing it at the end, so stick around if you want to see that. Also, I just launched the official MattyO Discord, so get in here if you're not already. The link will be in the description below. And also it's on the community post on my channel. Now, I want everyone to remember back to 2017. Alissa Violet had just broken up with Jake Paul and had essentially swapped sides to end up dating Banks. There was this huge feud between Banks and Jake Paul, all stemming from an alleged altercation that took place at some bar or nightclub or something. Whatever, it all kind of blew over in the end. It was all for nothing, whatever. Banks then, in August of 2017, he posted a video titled, "My girlfriend was assaulted, ... where he went after Jake Paul for allegedly being abusive to Alissa and also seemed to insinuate that Jake Paul cheated on her. So I just feel like it's worth it to point out that if Alissa isn't holding back any information and everything is as she alleges, that Banks is a total hypocrite, dude. Like some of the best things in life, these allegations came from a response to a random, vague Twitter question. A Twitter user known as Bree posted, "How did you find out you were being cheated on?" Now, the normal response to these kind of questions is teenage girls whining about how their true love had decided to go grab a smoothie from the smoothie shack that Erica works at, and how everyone knows Erica's sleeping with half the football team. But Bree got way more than she had bargained for when Alissa Violet herself quote tweeted it with the caption, "I was asleep upstairs with our dogs, and he wasn't next to me, so I checked our guest house, and I caught him naked in the bed with a random girl?" Now, this came out of left field. And Alissa actually quickly deleted the post, only to re-put the post back up. I like to think that she was on like a private friends-only Twitter account, or at least she thought she was on like a private friends-only Twitter account when she made that tweet. She was logged into the wrong account, made the tweet, realized her mistake, deleted the tweet, only to see that everybody had already seen it. So she was just like, alright, screw it, we're gonna drop the hammer. Let's go for it. And she went for it. It's wild that she actually put the effort to go back and post the tweet a second time, meaning she had to find the random vague Twitter question that she had already responded to earlier and go back and quote tweet it with the exact same phrase. That's a lot of effort, honestly, and it was kind of early in the morning, so I don't know why she did that, but just pretty much decided to spill the tea, and spill the tea she did. With that kind of determination, it seems like she was going for blood. Meanwhile, the usual suspects had gotten a hold of the tweets and were going hog wild. Quickly, this spread throughout the drama and commentary communities. You would have thought that Woe Vicky and Tana Mongoose had agreed to a public boxing match based on how fast my feed was going. And I mean, it was like wicked early in the morning. Not exactly prime time in both the US and UK. It got to the point where even Banks had seen the tweet, despite it being super early. Everybody was talking about it, it was everywhere. Banks saw it, and he didn't really dispute it. I mean, I guess he kinda? Not really. No, he kept it short and sweet with just the words, "I love you." Now, Alissa was not feeling the love, however, and decided to post a screenshot of texts, which appeared to be between Alissa and Banks, with Banks texting, "Dude, why? I love you. What the hell, Liz? This ain't cool." To which Alissa responded in her best Babe Ruth impression and hit Banks right out of the park. Quote, "I love you. Did you love me when you were hooking up with that random girl in our home? Did you love me when you Snapchatted that girl in Vegas to come you when I was at dinner with you?" Then Banks goes, "Dude, WTF is this? I always kept my promises." And then back to the beating. "Did you love me when I was in Orlando for my cousin's wedding and you hooked up with a girl in our own bed?" Now, we haven't heard much from Banks yet, but this isn't looking good. He's just being torn apart by all these allegations, and this is just the beginning. This is just the first thing she posted in response. It got worse. And honestly, the next thing was the worst of all. "Did you love me when I've been asking you for 5 months to help out with our dogs, but you told me to ship them to my parents in Ohio because it was too much for you?" To which he replied, "I couldn't take care of them. I want them to have a good life, ? Why are we doing this online?" Not a good look, Banks. Not a good look at all. If there's one thing that you don't want to be accused of, it's cheating. If there's one thing you really don't want to be accused of, it's cheating multiple times. And if there's one thing you really don't want to be accused of, it's not taking care of your dogs. Come on, man. What kind of dude can just give up on his dog? Giving away a dog should be a really difficult thing, and based on what Alissa said, it doesn't really seem to me like that was the case. You gotta either deny this or, dude, it's just not a good look. But Alissa was not done yet. Still, she continued posting. Did you love me when you texted that girl that you were on your way to her hotel room at 6 in the morning to get weird while I was sleeping next to you? Did you love me when you said you were at a highlight room but I had your location and you were at a random apartment complex for 2 hours? Did you love me the night that we were going to watch Shrek 2 together and I caught you watching it with some random girl 3 hours before we were going to? Okay, I might have made that one up and stuck that in there, but sentiment, Back to the real ones. Did you love me when you broke 8 of my phones? And finally, did you love me when you smashed in the back of Chantel's window of her car that she gave me? Now, there's one that I want to draw your attention to out of all of these damning tweets, and it's the one that I found to be particularly damaging towards Banks, because it implies some less than above board actions on his part. Alissa claims that Banks had broken 8 of her phones, which honestly is a lot of phones. Jeez, I don't even think I've had 8 phones in my life. Out of all the other accusations, it really doesn't seem that bad in comparison, although I'm a top tier commentary YouTuber, like highest tier up there, so I do my research, and I found something amazing. I wandered the Twitter wastelands, going far, far back into the stale content sea, and finally I unearthed a tweet like the Ark of the Covenant. In May, Alissa tweeted the following: "I'm so sick of having to get a new phone every month. I literally take the cutest pictures and end up losing them forever. I'd use iCloud, but I take too many pictures of my caboose, if you know what I'm saying." We only have Alyssa's side and Alyssa's, tweets here, but that seems to say to me that Banks was breaking her phone. Seems like it's proof to me. Again, these are all allegations, but to me that seems like proof, because she was tweeting months ago, before any of this, that she had to keep buying phones. Just a little suspicious, and I don't want to allege anything, but all I'm saying is breaking phones is not healthy behavior in a relationship. So what do you guys think? I guess it could be nothing, but do you think that, Banks was breaking her phones? Banks was being, not a good guy? I don't know, but I don't believe in coincidences. Now, until this point, as far as I can tell, Alissa hasn't really addressed her breakup with Banks anywhere else. What brought it on now is a mystery, but we can at least say that the information that Alissa has been leaking, if that's true, then Banks is pretty much a scumbag. I mean, what kind of person would cheat on their partner, cheat on their partner again, cheat on their partner again, cheat on their partner again, break their cell phones, and tell them to give up the dogs and ship them across the country? That's just mental. I'd love to hear more from Banks, maybe if he could defend himself or something. But so far, no dice. I'm always conflicted on these kinds of stories because if the information's all coming from one side, I don't want to jump the shark, but I figured I had to update you guys and let you guys know of all these tweets because it was blowing up the other day. And so what do you guys think is going on? Do you guys think that Alyssa's telling the truth? The whole truth and nothing but the truth? Or is the truth more in a gray area? Let me know down below. Personally, I'm not entirely sure. I don't really know what to believe at this point. I do believe that Banks might have cheated on her. It kind of seems likely, just given, California, Hollywood culture, but it's just my own assumptions. I'm not really sure. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Breaking news alert. Banks has just released his statement right as I am making this video. Here's what he posted. Alissa, I could spend the next few minutes listing all the horrible things Alissa has done to me and why it didn't work and why I did what I did. Obviously, there's 2 sides to every story and that neither of us have been perfect. Rather than contribute to all that, I'm going to do the right thing and take responsibility for where I've gone wrong in this. Alissa and I had been having issues and I did something really stupid and hurtful. There's additional context and it's not as simple as who's right and who's wrong. It doesn't even matter at this point. What matters is we're both humans and we both definitely hurt each other. We've been broken up for 6 months now and this incident happened almost a full year ago. It's haunted both of us for a long time. We all mess up. That's human. What that girl and I shared was special. 1 in a billion special, something that I don't expect to share with another human for as long as I'm alive. We had issues and I couldn't fix them. We were miserable together for a while and couldn't ever let each other go. I think I speak for both of us when I say the love was and always will be very, very real thing, which is why I refuse to let our very intimate private relationship become a spectacle online. It's heartbreaking. Social media really isn't the place. I wasn't expecting this because we're always both very much on the same page about making sure we have a line drawn in the sand about what we share with our audience. But again, I see that she's hurt and I understand where she's coming from. Liz, if you're reading this, I love you. And it hurts me a lot that you're hurt, but I promise hurting me won't make you feel better. I wish every day that it could have been different. I will never ever not love you, and I'll always be here. I truly do wish the best for you, and I won't ever say a bad word about her. So sorry for everyone who waited for another sip of tea. You won't find that here. I'm sorry, love you all. And that's not true, FaZe Banks, because we got some real tea coming out of that statement. I mean, at first, it kind of seems like he's blaming her for the whole incident. The whole cheating. Because he says, I could spend the next few minutes listing the horrible things Alissa has done to me, before seeming to confirm that he did cheat on her. because he said why I did what I did. And Alissa and I had been having issues and I did something really stupid and hurtful, which, well, we know that Keemstar is going to be eating good from all the drama alert money now. Especially if he shows up for an interview, which seems unlikely because he did say that he still loves her and that he doesn't think social media was the place for all of this. Fair enough, but it's unfortunately part of being an e-celebrity. Now I know he didn't come straight out and admit he was cheating, but just the way that he phrased it, it kinda seemed like he was confirming it, to me at least. I'm not entirely sure. Now I know he didn't actually come straight out and admit that he was cheating, but it pretty much sounds like he did. Based on the way he phrased it, I really think that he probably did. You know, again, that's my interpretation. Draw your own conclusions. Let me know down below. Do you think, based on that statement, that he cheated? Because it really seems to me that he... I mean, it wasn't as juicy as a response I was hoping for, you know? As a commentary / drama channel, I was kind of hoping, you know, he'd slip some other deets and we get some more drama, but no more tea. It was a professional response, and I do appreciate that. But what do you guys think? Was his response good enough? Do you think that he was admitting to cheating? Let me know down below. But that's it for old MattyO today. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed and want to remind you guys that I've just opened a Discord. The link is in the description. Feel free to stop on in and say hi. I'll be active in the chat as often as I can be, so it'll be a good way to get to know you guys better. As always, remember to like if you like and subscribe if you're not. Have a great day and God bless.